sir. Yes, sir. We are live.
What's up with you, man?
Yes, sir. We got Vegas Burly in the his house.
What's up? Salute, salute.
Yeah. This is the late night, late night lives. Something different. You know what I'm saying? We'll see how many people we can get on the stream, and if we can get our notifications out, because you know how YouTube is. But even for those that don't catch it now, they can
Right.
definitely catch that the playback on it. So okay. We got one like in the building. I see a like up in there. Come on, just come up in the building. Let me know where you from. LB, Vegas Burly in the house, and we come to chew the
Salute.
fat. We come to chew the fat. Okay, we got. I think that's Nace Burley is in the house. My homie Metal Face Shinobi is in the house. Smash that like button for your boy so we can get this video out because we're about to chop it up. This is the new setup right now. Is that we bringing on other credible martial arts to break down martial art beliefs, theories, their thoughts on martial arts. So if anybody that don't know about Vegas Burley, listen. One of my top students, very articulate, very well. Very knowledgeable in the art of 52 blocks of breaking down fighting. So without further ado, I got my coffee, I got my smokes. We're going to jump right on into this. So, Mr. Vegas Burley, I've been doing a lot of martial debates on Facebook, and one of the things that I see that I want to get your thoughts on is a lot of people don't know what defense is. Like when they say self-defense, they kind of think that it's defense. So, in your words, what is the difference between self-defense and defense? And when you break that down, why is Emmanuel Big salute? Why is defense so necessary? So, what's the difference between self-defense and defense?
That's a hard question right there, man.
Go on,
uh,
chop it up.
let's see. Self-defense. You know the difference between self-defense and defense. Uh, to me, it depends on what situation I would say you in. You know. In my opinion, like self-defense is like whatever situation that you in, man, like, whatever it calls for at that time, you know, uh, you know, uh, you might have to defend yourself with something that's in your hand at the time or whatever's available at the time,
Okay.
or I would say that would be more because to me it blends in together. It kind of varies. It can blend in together like self defense and defense. Because like the defense is like whatever you can defend yourself with. You know what I'm saying? And then like self defense is something that like I would say is trained. It's more calculated. I would say. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But when you defending yourself with whatever you can muster up. You know what I'm saying? Like if it's a shoe right there, if you got to grab that shoe and use that shoe, you're gonna defend yourself
Shoe
at
fighting,
all costs.
shoe fighting
Yeah.
is real.
I got to hit you with the back of the shoe. You know what I'm saying? That's
That
what's
sound
in
like
my head.
grandmas. That sound like the art of grandmas and grandpas back of the shoe treatment.
Right.
Okay.
Right. For example, like in my opinion, like when I look at like somebody like Jackie Chan, Jackie Chan is like a person who he practices defense because when you look at everything that he does, you know what I'm saying, this man uses refrigerator doors to hit you with and defend against your attacks and stuff like so to me that's like real defense. And like self-defense is like I say, it's trained, it's more calculated in my opinion, you know what I'm saying.
Oh, but and getting down to that is me, I see self defense as the protecting of self, and defense as the other side of offense. Like
Right.
I think defense really gets a bad this bad perspectives on defense as far as it'd be incredible to your offense. Now, because we always see ourselves as winning. You know, I think Willie D said something real slick about that when he was like, you know, a lot of these dudes that go to the club to start trouble, in their minds, they're going to go to the club, they're going to tear the club up and come home. But nobody ever thinks about, like, you know, the other side, which is I'm going to call my mama, let my mama know I'm about to go to the club, start some ish. Chances are somebody going to blow my head off. And when you bury me, put me in that nice suit. Don't use that crazy embalming fluid that makes me look. Nobody sees themselves as losing. So nobody really respects defense, because defense is when the wave of offense is against you. He's on his, you know, he letting his things go. And what's your response? And a lot of people don't have an answer for that, you know, because all they thought was, I just bring my guns to the table, my offense, and I'm good money. You know, I'm gonna win this fight. So there's really, you know, people like defense is the elephant in the room. It's the thing that nobody wants to talk about, because nobody wants to see themselves as the one getting punched in the jaw, you know, getting your chin checked, you know, and because of that, an art like 52, you know, people don't really appreciate the fullness of what it is. Like, what does defense mean to you? Like, what does defense symbolize to you? Like, just the art of defense, like defending a man's attack. Like, what does that mean to you?
Man, self-preservation, man.
Oh, big word. There you go. I set that one up. That was a softball. You hit it out the ball. Babe Ruth on that one, buddy. Go ahead.
Ultimately, that's what it's about. Self-preservation.
Hold on. One guy said, hold on. We got a quick question before. I don't mean to cut you off. Let me see what's said. He said, hold on. Hello, quick question. 52 Jailhouse Block. Is it more defense or offense or both? I'll let you take that one, Mr. Vegas Burly.
To me, it's both. You know what I'm saying? It's both. You know what I'm saying? Because and it also depends at your range. At your range, when you at a distance, 52 is more like it could be used as a feint, which is also defense. Yes. But also, you know, when it's at a distance, is you're blocking a whole lot. You're blocking, you feinting, and you know what I'm saying, and that's what you're using to keep your opponent off of you. But when you in close quarter, those same movements can be used as attacks. You know what I'm saying? So it's to me, it's one and the same.
No, I've always looked at it like the Spartan warriors. You know, the Spartan warriors were known for their shields.
Right.
They were known for their shield game. But they'll bust you in the head with the shield if you got too close.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like they'll turn that shield into a blunt object and crack a cranium with it as they would use it to block your shot. So I agree wholeheartedly with you that the defense can be your offense. Now, there's another question I put out there in my martial art debate: is defense your best defense, or is offense the best defense?
Oh man, that's you know that's a hard one. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know. I would say, because you know this is how I teach my kids. You know, some people say you know they teach their kids.
Smash that like button. Keep going. Yeah, keep going.
Smash that like button.
Smash that like button.
They teach their kids don't hit back or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And I always tell my kids, if you don't have an offense, there's a possibility that there could be more damage done to you because of the momentum that the attacker has. So I would say, I think your offense got to be on point, man. You know what I'm saying? Because you could be all defense and not be able to stop that attacker. You know what I'm saying? That attacker will still keep coming. If you don't have an offense to keep that person off of you, you know what I'm saying? Eventually they can overwhelm you. You know what I'm saying? And you know, and your offense can be, you know, your footwork. You know, it could be your hands and your elbows. You know what I'm saying? It depends on the situation, but I would say, you definitely got to have strong offense, man. You know.
Well, do you see? Because the way I see defense, we see defense in some of these kung fu movies where it's like, and they block and everything. to me, that's when your defense is passive. I believe a real defense sets up your offense.
Right. Like, yeah. Well, you know how you always taught me. You know, you taught me the shield, the shield and sword. Yes. My block is the shield. You know what I'm saying? And my that overhand is the sword. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
So yeah, and you always taught me not to sit in there and just try to block everything. You're gonna have to throw some counters off of that. You know what I'm saying? And that offense is gonna eventually get them up off of you more than you just sitting there trying to block everything, and then they get overwhelmed eventually.
Well, I like, out of all of the sports, I'm not really a football fan, but one thing I like about football is, to me, that it symbolizes that struggle of defense to offense. Because when you down, what does the coach say? Bring in the defensive squad.
Right.
He don't call for the offensive squad when you're down and the team got the ball. He brings in his defensive squad. Now when y'all running the ball back up, he's bringing in his offensive squad. And to me, football shows that real connection of how defense should merge into your offense. Your defense should be block, 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 block. It should be block, duck, slip, and hit him, then make him go sleep. J Mac in the building. What's up, homie? I see you. Smash that like button. Let's get this video out here, because we're gonna be chopping up a lot of things on here. We're gonna talk some talk. So so it's that smooth transition from defense to offense that really makes your defense credible. Like Emmanuel Burton, the drunk master, the one that Mayweather said was his toughest fight. I believe the reason why his defense was good, but not really effective, was because when he was defensive, he wasn't punching.
Yeah.
When he was punching, he wasn't defending.
Right, exactly.
Like, he could only do them in pieces. He couldn't really bring them together. When you see somebody like Mayweather who rolls, catches that shoulder, and then hits you with a shot, that's the defense that you want to build up and use your 52 blocks to build up, is that catch and go type of motion. What do you feel about that?
Well, I agree wholeheartedly with it. I mean, because even if you look at it compared to boxing, a lot of the fundamentals, if you're doing those fundamentals properly, you're defending yourself at the same time.
You went. We lost your audio.
Whatever you're striking, you should be, have your shoulder up. That's protecting your chin at the same time. That's a part of defense. When you're getting ready to throw your left hook, you throw your closed door up and throw your left hook. You know what I'm saying?
We lost your video for a second.
And you still got me. You still got me on the audio.
Yeah, we still got you on the audio.
Yeah, somebody try to call me, man. Let me see if it pop back in. But yeah, you throw your closed door up as you get ready to throw your hook. Keeping your hands up. Your defense should be, and you taught me that your defense should be built in when with your offense. So when you're striking, you should be defending. For example, Mayweather, he throws that right hand, and then he automatically ducks under their left hand. Even if it doesn't come, he's automatically weaving in case they throw that left hand. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
That's built-in defense. That's built in. That's being responsible. Defensively. I don't know when this video will come back. Let me see something.
Yeah, when you get a phone call, it kind of throws everything off for a second. Hopefully that video will come back. Smash that like button. We up here talking. Even without the video, the show is going to keep rolling. J Mac 100. J Mac says 100 to that. 100. Appreciate you, J Mac. You see? Okay, hold on. Guest left. Let's see if he can follow the link and pop back up in here. Salute to all the people in the chat. Appreciate you. We doing a late night chat. Hold on. I think he's coming back in. Let me add him. All right. Let's see if that brings him back in. There we go. Yeah, we back.
You had to come back in, go out and come back in or whatever.
yeah. Well, now we know the route. Now we know how to do that. But yeah, so you're correct. Mayweather defense is built in automatically. He's not like waiting for you to swing. You know, if you swing, you swing. If you don't, you just missed your moment. But he's not throwing a shot and just staying there. He throws that shot and then he rolls up under.
You know what? You know, a prime example of what can happen to you is when you use your defense and you don't have an offense, is when you look at a lot of the I would say the victims of Aerospence.
All the eyeballs he collects. He's like a crazy witch doctor the way he's collecting eyeballs. I think he's making the eyeballs too. I think he's making stew.
Right, but if you look at it, if you think about it, majority of those guys, like when you look at Ugas and you look at Danny Garcia, a lot of those people, even with Mikey Garcia, and you know, a lot of those guys, they were considered to be counter punchers. You see what I'm saying? And so, you know, with counter punching, a lot of times you'll sit back and defend and wait for the right time, but you know, you're not using your offense. You know, you slow on your offense. So you have to have that offense on point, man. You know, like I say, you know, like Mayweather, he had that what was it, the catching what they call it? You know what I'm getting at?
The catch, the pull counter.
Yeah, the pull counters and the catching. You know, you catch it and throw it back at you. You know what I'm saying? You know, so I mean that to me, man, is the best way to to do it. Like I said, you taught me so many tricks, man. Now it's like, you know, I'm not gonna sit there and try to block everything. I got that offense with you, you know, when you're coming at me now. You know what I'm saying? So
that's right. Make them miss, make them pay. That's the Burly way. Like make them miss, make them pay. Now we're gonna go even deeper on the defense because there was a time when boxing was almost outlawed. Like when they had boxing matches, they had to have in the back of I think they call them speakeasies, salons, and bars and stuff like that. They had to have these fights, and police was trying to shut them down. Now, one of the reasons for that is because it was deemed to be brutal, like too brutal. You know, even the winner looked like he went home like a Mack truck, just like he just kissed the side of a Mack truck. Yeah, he's the winner. Right. So it was black fighters that came in with the defense, and then boxing turned to what? The sweet science. You know, Jack Johnson on the Chitlin circuit, 12 black men in the ring blindfolded. So if you blindfolded, that really hampers your offense, meaning you got to kind of feel your way, like where he at. You know, you got to, catch a shot, like, oh, he over there, or, he's over here.
Right.
I think that's what made Jack Johnson one of the greatest defensive fighters, because if he can do that blindfolded, what can he do when he was looking at you? So I think people don't really understand, like, this is the roots of 52 blocks, is when black fighters were allowed to participate in the first sport, which was boxing, that we were allowed to participate in. And we brought in the flip side, like the offense was there. People was getting slugged in the face. Bobby Fitzsimmons was credited with using the solar plex punch, which later turned on to the left hook. So what's your thoughts on that, as far as being the roots of 52 blocks?
You said,
black fighters being allowed to participate in sports and bringing in that make them miss, make them pay, stick and move. Like all of the greatest sayings that we heard was actually credited to black coaches. So what's your thoughts on that being like the beginning of 52?
I definitely think that we played a major part in shaping what we see today. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people are incorporating that style of make them miss, make them pay. You know what I'm saying? Even when you look at Canelo doesn't, in my opinion, he doesn't have a regular average Mexican style of boxing. You know, after his fight with Mayweather, his whole style had to switch up. You know, he got that make them miss, make them pay, you know, style now. You know, compared to what he used to do. You know, he tuck his head down and come on in there. You know, now he's full countering and everything. You know what I'm saying? You know. Doing some Pernell Whitaker type of stuff with the head movement. I done seen him, you know, really sauce it up with his style. You know what I'm saying? You know, he really don't have a lot of footwork, but as far as that head movement, man, and them pull counters, that you're definitely seeing a lot of people incorporating that style. A lot of cultures, you know, within boxing, you know, are starting to incorporate that style. You know, but yeah, I definitely feel like because you know how we is, man. We like to look good when we doing something.
Talk about it. I'm gonna tell you something. In Far Rockaway Projects, where I grew up at, one thing I found out about how we have this level of defense is that you can have a fight, win the fight, but come back with a black eye and dudes around the hood like, oh man, he beat you up, son.
Yeah,
like, you took it one shot, but you eliminated them. But our extreme belief in like looking pretty is kind of like the backbone of 52. I believe like pressure. Pressure is what creates these systems. Like kung fu. As far as the Chinese, they had to grab some kung fu because the Mongolians kept invading and take. So they had to make the pressures of the Mongolians coming to raid them and conquer them. They had to go and learn. They had to go learn, their fights. Fight like animals. Look at the tiger, and all that stuff. And to me, the pressures of 52 is within the black community. Our belief in fight a fight and take no damage.
Yeah, man. I think that the way 52 is, man, like you say, it's got like a little showboat to it, man. Like if like most people when they see it, even the person that's watching it, that's involved in the fight, they're gonna be like, man, what is this guy doing? You know what I'm saying? Like they're gonna stop and look, like, all these little crazy hand movements, and if you real crafty with it, you real playful with it, they're gonna be like, man, what is this guy doing? You know what I'm saying? So it has that that flashiness to it, man. That pretty boy, like, I ain't finna get hit type of look.
I ain't finna get hit. Ali was on it. Ali would fight the fight and said, look, I'm still pretty. I'm still pretty. Like even when he had to fight Sonny Liston, they had, they ran up on him like, yo, Sonny Liston is a killer, man. He just, he hurting everything. And Ali said, well, I fix him where they ain't got nothing to hit. You can't hurt, but you can't hit.
Right.
And that's the power of having a credible defense and being defensively responsible. Hold on, let me say what's up. Mars Burly is in the house. Yeah, Mars Burly, Rich Gang, Glenn Saunders, salute. All right, Alex Chio asks, is 52, is it an aggressive martial art? Break that down for them, Vegas Burly. Is 52 an aggressive martial art?
Well, you know what, 52, man, I'm gonna be honest, and I'm not trying to be funny, but I do believe, like how Bruce Lee said, he said that you want to be like water. And when it comes to 52, I think 52 is really formless. I don't really see it as it could be either or. It depends on the individual that's using it. If you got a personality of a person that likes to fight on the inside, then you will be considered more of a 52 block practitioner that's more aggressive, and that style will be more aggressive. You see what I'm saying? But if you're the guy that likes to play the outside, more of the little trickster, then you're gonna be, you're gonna look like more of a passive type of fighter. You know what I'm saying? But more of a boxer type instead of a brawler. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of those, a lot of the blocks that you use in 52 is for close range. You can use it close range just as much as at a distance, on the outside. So it doesn't. It could be either or. To me, it's formless. It's formless. It depends on the mood. The mood you in. If I want to go on the inside, I feel like, he don't seem like he's a good fighter on the inside, so I'll fight him on the inside. You know what I'm saying? If he's good on the outside, okay, Yeah, I'm gonna fight him on the inside. I'm gonna make him uncomfortable because he likes to be on the inside. I mean, on the outside. So maybe it's because he can't fight on the inside. Let's see what he do on the inside. You know, if he's a good inside fighter, okay, let me back up off him. You got some power. You good on the inside. Let me see what you could do if I stand on the outside with this reach on you. You know what I'm saying? You know, make him have to reach. Make him have to. How's his footwork? You know what I'm saying? If he's good on the inside, he must be good on the inside. But he might not be good on the outside with his footwork. So let's take him out there on the outside, see what he do. You know what I'm saying? So you want to be fluid. You don't want to just have an aggressive style. You know what I'm saying? You want to have a passive aggressive style and work the outside too at times. So to me, I think it's formless. You know what I'm saying?
No, you just touched on something. We got another question from Metal Face Shinobi that we're gonna answer, but excuse me. You just touched on something big that a lot of people don't understand with fighting is that no matter what technique you have, you got to make the art who you are.
Right, right.
So there are no really aggressive martial art. There's just aggressive people.
Right.
You know, like me, I'm more passive aggressive. You know, I consider myself more passive aggressive, and I'm not going to just jump on you. I'm gonna let you jump, and then I'm gonna counter your jump.
Right.
So when I fight, a lot of my fight is to lead you into stuff, to walk you into punches. I'm not like an Aerospence that's walking you down, chopping at the tree like a lumberjack, but that's just who I am as a person. So people need to understand that you are the art. You know, like art is a piece of you, but the art has to become you. Like you have to shine through the art. You can't let the art outshine you. You know, like you can't say, I'm gonna get into this art because like something like a Krav Maga. Because Krav Maga, you ripping tongues out of people's mouths, you know, disconnecting toes and stuff like, but not everybody's built for that. Not everybody's built for that. So to me, that's why Krav Maga gives a false sense of security because it's trying to make everybody ravenous killers, and not everybody is like that. You know, like
yeah. I've even seen guys who use 52, man. Like they style is more like a knife. They call with the knife using the 52. You know what I'm saying? And that's what they do with you got to look at their hands because they might got a blade in their hand while they moving their hand. So it could be either way. Like it could be either way, man. It just depends, like you say, the personality of the individual, where they learned the 52. You know what I'm saying? Who taught it to them? What? Because some 52 have kicking in it. Some have only low line kicks. Some may have high kicks or knees. You know what I'm saying? Some might just be straight out boxing. You know what I'm saying? I mean, because when I was coming up, I seen guys doing moves that I didn't even know what they were. Like it was a guy. He used to just go like this and block everything you throw.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Nice with the circles. Wax on, wax
off. He stand here like this, and every straight punch you throwing, he blocking. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, so I mean, it's different styles. It's different styles of 52 that's out there, and depending on the individual and their character, their personality, then that would make it either aggressive or passive aggressive. That's how I look at it.
Well, we got another question from Metal Face Shinobi. I think that's how. Hold on, let me make sure. Yeah, the Shinobi. In your words, what makes a 52 blocks warrior? What makes a 52 blocks warrior to you?
In my words, this is a question.
Yeah, your words. To me, a 52 blocks warrior is just a man who's defensively responsible.
Right. Yeah, I would agree with that. I mean, just a person. I would say too. I would add to that just a person that perseveres. They don't give up, man. They practice. They study. You're always. I study. I don't just. I don't. Call myself just a 52 block artist. I feel like I'm a scientist with it because I'm always thinking of it. Always thinking of it, of different ways to use my blocks or how to apply it. You know what I'm saying? Like my inside game is finna be off the chain now because I'm learning if you spar me, You know what I'm saying? And you try to get on the inside, like I can still use my elbows and my forearms
That's
just
right.
like, you know what I'm saying? And then just throw everything to the chest and the shoulders.
Right.
Throw all my elbows, you know, and forearms to your chest and shoulders, you know, framework and everything. You know, you can even use your blocks, man, to trap. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm learning. Like, so I feel like I'm a scientist with it, man. Like, you know, I'm always looking and analyzing on how we can use it. And like I say, you know, a warrior to me is just a person who just doesn't give up, man. Who's always shaping their mind and their body to be able to perform the things that they learn.
Dope explanation. Hopefully that gave you some clarity, Mr. Metalface Shinobi. But we keeping this conversation moving, so we're going to touch on different subjects here. So now there's a lot of things happening in the news today in our community, and I want to go over a few of them. First of all, the YSL, Young Thug, Gunna, their situation with the RICO case they're going through. Gunna was just released out of jail, and in part of his guilty plea, he had to admit that YSL is a gang, but they're saying that his information can't be used against the others. Do you believe him even admitting it is what the prosecutor needed to really put the nail in the coffin for Young Thug? Because that's what I think. Like, just the fact that he had to admit that it's not a record label, it is a gang. He's already sunk the boat of anybody else's defense saying that YSL is just a record label. Speak on that. What do you feel about that?
Yeah, I would say the same thing, man. Because I mean, now it's almost like you tore the veil down. You tore the veil. You tore the veil down. Now these people, you know, everybody's exposed. You know what I'm saying? Like you know, you can't pull the blanket back over you now because you done been, you know, your nakedness done been seen now. You done exposed it. You done exposed it, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and I don't know, man. You know, I have my personal beliefs about a lot of that type of stuff, man. I feel like, you know, it's to be expected with that lifestyle, man. You know, if we can't see that that lifestyle has outcomes and it's going to be the same outcome every time, then I don't know what to really say, man. You know, what else do we expect to happen? And then we got to remember too, you know what I'm saying? Like a lot of these owners of these record labels are also private owners of prisons as well. You see what I'm saying? And if they know that what type of lifestyle, they even get any type of hint of what type of lifestyle that you live in, or you know what I'm saying? Who's to say that they're not the ones calling the hip hop police? Who's to say that the hip hop police don't work for the record label owners? You see what I'm saying?
Nice.
You know, so we got to think about all that type of stuff, man. Because either way it go, they're gonna get money on the front end and the back end. They get money on you making the music. They get money on you going to jail, and then they get money on the individuals, you know what I'm saying, that are influenced by your music and try to live out your music. So they getting bread either way it go. They're not losing no money. Because if you think about it, once these guys go into jail, you never hear nothing about the record labels in a panic on losing money, worried about losing money, or even trying to hurry up and get them out. You don't hear nothing about that.
Wow.
You see what I'm saying? So, you know, it's to be expected, man. You know, you live in that lifestyle, you should expect that.
That's a fact. Like, well, why do you think rap music is so now is so built around death? Like, why do you think the lyrics are now really got a, you know, they really got a message of death now? Like back in the day, you know, we had Poor Righteous Teacher, we had KRS-One, but now it seems what we get now is just murder, death, kill, and all of this other type of stuff. Like, why do you think rap has evolved to have this infatuation with, you know, death?
Well, it's all a mental thing, man. You know, and you know, when I was coming up, they had this one song that I used to listen to when I was a kid. I can't even remember who made the song, but I know it was like a lot of different artists in that song, and the song was like, you know, it used to be called self-destruction. You headed for self-destruction. And that's basically what I see. Like, whatever enemies we got out there, they don't no longer have to do anything against us. You know what I'm saying? We're doing it, against ourselves. They got it. They got the system ran to where it's all in autopilot now. You know what I'm saying? And so we doing it to ourselves. And I'm not saying that we don't have no enemies, but a lot of our enemies look like us too now. You see what I'm saying? Because people, it's all about this. When it stopped, because at one point in time it was about who was the dopest rapper, who could rap the best, who had the best lyrics, you know what I'm saying, who got the party moving the way who got the what they call it,
the crowd.
MC means move the crowd. MC
That's
means
right.
move the crowd. That's what it was about. You know what I'm saying? Now, you know what I'm saying, it's about money. You know what I'm saying? And who can say the craziest thing that somebody gonna like, you know what I'm saying? And like I say, people listen to it and they try to live out. You got people going to get tattoos all on their face because you see rappers doing it, but this man got money. He's set. You can't get a job now because you got a tattoo on your face. You know what I'm saying? So, I feel like it's just it's all type of forms of warfare. 52 is a physical style of warfare. You know what I'm saying? It could be mental, it could be spiritual if you're that type of person and you add it to that. But at the same time, there's other type of warfares that we have to be prepared for. You know what I'm saying? You have biological warfare. You know what I'm saying? You have you know, verbal warfare, and psychological warfare. All these are different types of warfare that we're going through. So you have to be a warrior at all angles. You see what I'm saying? You have to know how to fight on all angles because we're being attacked. And I ain't gonna just say black folks. It's society being led in these directions. You know what I'm saying? And we're being under attack as a whole. You see what I'm saying? But I will say that black folks, we are getting the shortest end of the stick because we were put at a disadvantage. You see what I'm saying? We were put at a disadvantage when you don't have your roots, you don't have your inheritance. People say, "Oh, well, we wasn't in slavery." Okay, yeah, well, I physically wasn't in slavery, but my ancestors were, who had inheritance for me, who had stories and traditions they could have passed down to me that would help me be a better person, a language, a culture, a spiritual tradition. All these things was lost. You see what I'm saying? And we're not just talking about the slavery, but it goes even deep as the heinous, inhumane acts that were done upon our people. Babies being fed to alligators, and black men were tied to horses. Like you wear a pair of Levi's. People don't know that little symbol that's on the pair of Levi's was symbolizing, turn a black man in half. You know what I'm saying? They would smack the horses. Yeah, they would tie tie a slave man up to that horse and smack them horses on their asses, and them horses would take off and turn that man in half, man. So it's a lot of stuff that go behind that, but now it's more of a psychological warfare. It's more of we think we're free, but we're really not free psychologically because now we're enslaving ourselves through the music and and it's just ridiculous, man. These brothers is doing these things because now they feel like that's what it takes to be a man. They feel like you the man when you have these things now, when you're living these lifestyles. It's women out here sometimes don't even want a guy that got a decent job. You know what I'm saying? And it's just ridiculous, man. So I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know what it's going to take. I feel like if we got, instead of complaining about a lot of the things, we're gonna have to start getting in these schools and getting at the youth before anybody else get a chance to get at them. We got to get at them and be an example for them. You know what I'm saying?
Facts. Well, that's a tight segue, a good segue into the next thing. The Tory Lanez Megan Stallion case. Now, we all know that Tory Lanez has been found guilty. He's looking at some time, and they're going to send him back to Canada for sure. Now, the thing with it is that because of the case and the outcome, do you feel that this further puts a divide, a bigger divide between the black man and the black woman? Because you got black men saying Tory was railroaded, Rock Nation set him up. Then you got black women cheering for the fact that Tory Lanez is going to jail. Do you believe that the Tory Lanez case and the outcome has put a bigger wedge and a bigger divide in between the black man and the black woman.
I absolutely do, man. I absolutely do, bro. I don't know what happened behind the scenes, but I know the information that was coming out publicly. You would have thought that that would have never happened to him, man, because it was looking more like the friend and Megan Thee Stallion was the ones in a fight, and the friend may have been the one to shoot at her or whatever. It's just ridiculous, man. The man didn't have no gunpowder on him. The friend did. It was witnesses that said that they heard the two females arguing, and then it would be a gun muzzle flash around where they were, and Tory Lanez was supposedly not in that area when it happened. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a lot of evidence that went publicly, and I don't know if it's evidence or rumors or whatever, but publicly from what was being said, it seemed as though it shouldn't have happened like that with him. And for black women to come forth and rejoice at that is just foolishness, man. They mind is gone as well. You see what I'm saying? And it's hard a lot of times not to really get into it with women when it comes to these type of things because they stick to a certain type of code. And I've never. It's rare that you hear another black woman tell that another black woman is wrong about something.
Facts.
And that's a sad thing because there's no accountability. And I'm not trying to attack black women because it is black women out there that do. I got a lot of black women on my Facebook page that stand for righteousness, that always posting positive things about black men, and will get on the sisters about the negativity that they have towards black men. You see what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna just step on the black woman because that's really what a lot of times what they want to see us do. Because just like a chessboard, one of the most valuable pieces on the board is the queen. She moves how she gonna move or whatever, and the king is very important. You know what I'm saying? You can't win the chess game unless you overtake the king. But usually when that king ain't got his queen in the right spot, you know what I'm saying? Usually you almost got that game. You almost got that game in your pocket. You know what I'm saying? So you definitely got to get the queens together. The queens are the first teachers of the children. And so when you see all these young males and young women out here twerking, doing all the little things they're doing, you got to ask, we know that the fathers are not there, because they can't get along with the mothers. But the women got to start taking accountability because you were there and you are there. So we got to say, okay, well, what is it that you're doing to where these young males are not doing to where these young males are coming up the way they are, and these young, women are coming up the way they are. So, I would encourage, man, we have to be involved some type of way. Even if we're not in that same household, we got to, if you got a good head on your shoulders, you try to get yourself together, influence your children, man, because these women can't do it on their own. And if they got hatred in their heart towards the black man, they're going to spread that hatred to the black young man and to the black young woman. And so now you have a whole race of people that hate male leaders. They don't want to hear nothing from a male leader. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So,
that sounds like Tupac. You got a race of that'll hate the ladies and make the babies. That sounds like that Tupac. I thought you was about to go. I thought you were about to get to 16. I thought the 16 was coming.
Man, he
sounded like a whole bar.
But it's funny you say that because the man told us a whole bunch of that stuff, man. Even when it came to the music, he said if we don't keep it real in the music, how the music was gonna turn out, man. He told us, you know what I'm saying? So I mean, even though he had some contradictions, he did plant some positive seeds. And so that's the thing about us, man. I don't believe in perfection. I believe in growth. You know what I'm saying? You should always be striving to grow. There's no such thing as perfection. When you look at life is always moving. And so to be perfect is to be completely you arrived. You have no more room to move and advance when you're perfect. But if you're growing, you're always got room. You always got room to learn. And so, I think everybody should be, remain teachable and keep themselves in a position where they can always grow. And so, man, You know, it's just
that was deep what you just said, because I look at the movie The Matrix, and remember when the movie The Matrix, I think it was that one, I think it was part 2 or something, when he met up with the construct, the person that was supposed to have made the Matrix, and he said we made the Matrix before, where everything was perfect, but nobody bought it, like nobody believed it.
Right.
So imperfection is actually the perfection that you're looking for. You know, imperfection is perfection, which is that allows room for growth. That's
exactly.
perfection. Is that if you don't have the imperfections, you have no room to learn and grow. You know, you're done here. You know, you passed the test. You know, what's next? You know what I'm saying? So I like what you just said about the perfection thing. I think we all have to understand that it's our imperfections that make us perfect. You know,
but you know what? But see, this is the thing too, and this, and see, like in the situation with Tory Lanez, we have to sit back and say, okay, and even with the YSL, is that what that game was called? Even when you look at those things or whatever, we look at the situations. None of those people are perfect in those situations, but we have to look at them situations and learn from it and grow. Now, in Tory Lanez situation, we have to look at it and say, you know what? This is why we have to be, as men, more responsible of who we lay down with. You know what I'm saying? We have to be more responsible of who we lay down with. Because, you know, that girl had a track record of doing that to her friend. You see what I'm saying? Sleeping with them dudes behind her back. You know what I'm saying? And you know, women that's on that level, we have to have a certain type of expectation from them. And see, that's another thing, you know, women are beginning to start to look down on black men like they're better than us. And so the only way we're going to stop these black women from doing the things that they're doing is if we start holding them up to higher standards and start saying, you know what, you're going to have to know how to do more than twerking. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have to do more than show me a good time in that bedroom. You see what I'm saying? You got to do more, because the one thing that men, you know what I'm saying, we give the women, we put the seed inside them. You know what I'm saying? And it flourishes, and they reap the harvest. So at the same time, you know, women, when they want to feel love, they want to have a baby. So we start telling them, look, we ain't laying down and making no seeds with y'all until, you know what I'm saying, until y'all make a decision on how you want to conduct yourself as a woman in this relationship, because it ain't gonna be no two alphas. You know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna be no two alphas. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, like I say, because even with the situation with Kevin Samuels, you know, when Kevin Samuels was living, I heard a lot about him. I didn't really watch him a whole lot, you know what I'm saying? But a lot of stuff that I did watch, I agreed with. I didn't too much agree with his delivery, but as I start to really learn more about him, I kind of got an understanding of why he did what he did. You see what I'm saying? And a lot of women, they had got anger towards him and bitterness built up towards him, but they don't realize that he meant well. He wasn't trying to down talk women. He trying to get women to see reality. You see what I'm saying? And he trying to get men to understand things too. You see what I'm saying? And how to conduct themselves with these type of women, that these so-called modern women. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, yeah, man, that type of stuff is being put on TV in the media on purpose to have us at odds with each other. You see what I'm saying? Because even with social media, when you put that, I've noticed that certain things that were going on social media, certain profiles that I don't even believe be black people starting these arguments and stuff. Sometimes I believe it be fake profiles, and they start these conversations to see what kind of response they're going to get out of us, and then take note of it. You see what I'm saying? Social media is not just what we think it is. I think it's a experiment. You see what I'm saying? They use it to experiment on us, because that's why you could barely say something online, and then next thing you know, it's all type of advertisements coming to your phone about it. You see what I'm saying? Coming across your timeline. So it's all a social experiment. Social media is really just a social experiment. And so when they put that on there like that, and they got these two at odds with each other like that, man, you know, and then you got the situation with YSL, and all it's doing is, with that situation, is teaching that having black folks feel like we just can't trust each other. You see what I'm saying? We can't trust each other. So, you know, we have to create our own narratives. We have to create our own. That's why when you see on my channel, you see me in my community, you know how I get down. You know what I do. You know what I'm saying? I don't always tell everybody what I do, but, you know, I do that on purpose. I post those things on purpose. So I want to encourage people to jump off and do those same type of things or do it in a different way. You don't have to do it exactly how I do it. But, you know, I want to encourage people to do more in their community that's positive. Because when I was coming up, I had, you know, black men come to my school, and it was this organization called I Am, I Can, I Will. I never forget them. And they came, and they some of them would have a suit and tie. Some of them would be in regular clothing, urban clothing, and they would be just getting off work and ask us, do we need our help with any homework or whatever? Help us with the homework. You know, teach us what it was to be a man. You know, what it means to be a man, and what side you should wear your watch on, and just little grooming things. It just taught us little things, man. And we don't have a lot of males doing that. You see what I'm saying? In our day and time, you know, a lot of males have been locked up. You know what I'm saying? Even with that, you know, like I say, it's easy to get out here and start a nonprofit and make your life a career of doing right by your people. You see what I'm saying? Right. We can easily fix it. We just don't have enough people that care enough. You see what I'm saying?
Right. Boom, boy. Vegas Burly in here. Vegas Burly up here teaching the sermon. It's a sermon. This is church right now. Sit down and get your fans, because he just took us all through church. Now, you just dropped the megaton bomb on all of that. All of that is facts. I co-sign everything you just said. Now, you know, since we've been having a good steady live. Salute to everybody in the chat. There was somebody that left a question. Let me see what it was. Hold on. It was a comment. It's from Ricardo Campbell. It said when record labels entice. Hold on. When record labels entice that life, it's really entrapment. When they cause people to commit crimes through rap, that's a crime. The founder of hip hop, along with other rappers, could sue. What do you feel about that? He's saying something you said earlier, is that these record labels playing both sides of the fence and the middle. In the middle. Yeah. I believe that. Like you said, how we know they ain't working for the DA.
Yep. You know, but see, the thing about it though, man, is like, you know, when we talk like this, people think that, you know, oh, it's just a conspiracy and all these are different things. So nobody really takes it serious, man. You know, but if you look at science, you look at psychology and all that, you listen to these little different teachings and stuff, and they'll tell you, man, you can shape the mind of people through what they see, because you have you know, gates. You have your ear gates, your eye gates, your mouth gates. You know these gates, they take things in and they mold and then shape you on who you're gonna become and who you're gonna be, because eventually it got to come out. Yes. It's gonna either come out in your behavior, your speech. You know what I'm saying? When you eat something, it comes out, you know, and it shows in your physical appearance. You see what I'm saying? So when you taking in all that, listening to all that crazy stuff, man, and you know, and your mind ain't really awoke to what you really taking in, you'll begin to act that stuff out, man. You know what I'm saying? And so everybody wants to be Scarface. You know what I'm saying? Everybody wants to be. These are our idols. These are the black man and black woman, you know, who we idolize. You know, the black woman idolized Barbie. You know what I'm saying? So she's always adding plastic to herself, doing something to herself to make herself perfect. You know what I'm saying? This perfect image, this perfect shape or whatever. But this is a toy. This ain't even a realistic thing that you're trying to mimic. You know what I'm saying? And us, we mimic the gangsters, the Italians, and these are people that can't stand black people. You know what I'm saying? Can't stand black people. You know, well, I ain't gonna say all of them, but you know, you got some that deal with black folks that like black folks, but you know, the majority of the guys that we idolize, you know, these gangsters, man, they didn't like black people. You know what I'm saying? You know, we mimic a lot of that stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? And people will get mad at each other and say, well, black folks are doing this and we're doing that. But we got to remember this culture, all this little stuff that we enacting, we got it from everything that's around us. We didn't create this. We didn't create none of this. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, But it's up to us to make a difference, man, and make some changes. You know, we can't just keep pointing fingers and blaming everybody else, because at the point now where it's our fault. It's things that we doing and or not doing. You know what I'm saying? To get it back right. You know what I'm saying? So, you know,
deep stuff. Well, to end this off, we got to talk boxing. So we got some matchups that I'm gonna throw at you, and I want you to break down who you think is gonna win and what qualifications that they got that's going to bring forth the victory. Now we could go for the biggest one in the room, but I'm gonna leave that one right there. We're gonna start from the bottom. We're gonna start from the bottom up. The Monster Anui versus Cool Boy Steph. Who's winning that?
Man, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Anyway, he seems more like a technician. You know what I'm saying, at what he do. You know what I'm saying. He's really technical at what he do or whatever. More of a pressure fighter. You know, I don't want to say who I feel like will win, but I do think that Stephen Fulton got a lot on his hands dealing with him, because you know he likes to back up too much, man, and you don't want to give a pressure fighter the opportunity to get the momentum, man.
Give him ground, give him ground. Very
you don't want to do that.
So you leaning. So let's get this right, because I know you ain't trying to hit it, but you're leaning to the Monster, or you leaning to Steph.
I'm torn in between, but I would say that Fulton.
If you had to put a bet, if you had to put your money down, who your money going on?
I'm gonna put it on Fulton.
Okay. I'll take that.
Because he got the footwork. He do got the footwork, man. If he's pivoting out, you know what I'm saying? He's cutting angles, that he could keep that pressure off him. As long as he stay off and keep his back off the ropes, he should be decent. You know what I'm saying? He should be decent.
Okay. Well, let's move on up the ladder. You know, everybody's saying Tank and Ryan. To me, that's not really a hard one. Not saying that Ryan doesn't have a chance. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that, a lot of people is going to lean favorably to Mr. Tank. So we're going to say Tank takes Ryan, and then it's Devin Haney versus Gervonta Tank Davis. Who you got and why?
Man, I got Tank, man. I'm riding with Tank, man, because Tank is more. I think people underestimate Tank, man. I really do. I think he's very clever. You know what I'm saying? When I seen that fight against Rolly Romero, that was it. Just like he was playing with Rolly. Like he let Rolly get a momentum and thought he was really doing something or whatever, and he went on
his wings.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
Clipped the wings. He flew. He flew too close to the sun on wings of wax. So
I think he's
so
clever,
you're leaning
man.
Towards Tank Davis on now. Okay, that's
I'm
cool
leaning
now.
towards Tank on that one, man.
All right, let's throw somebody else in the mix. Shakur Stevenson and the new up and comer. I ain't gonna say new up and comer because I'm pretty sure he's been repping, but now that he with Derrick James, he making noise. Frank the Ghost Martin.
Oh man. And then they both southpaw too, yeah.
Yep.
Man, Shakur got that lead hand dominance, man. He cold with that lead hand, man. Like,
cold as
you know what
ice.
I'm saying? It ain't even just a jab. He just know how to keep you at bay with that lead hand. You know what I'm saying? And but Frank though, man, he got Derrick James in his corner, man.
And they don't call him the Ghost for no reason. He don't get hit.
Yeah.
Like, he's hard to hit too. Like that nickname, the Ghost, is for a reason. Like he knows.
And they say he's serious in that gym, man. That he's dedicated. You know what I'm saying? He's not no slouch. So that's a good fight right there, man. That's a good fight right there.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna go with the. I gotta go with the Texas boys though, man. I like the Texas boys.
So you going with the Ghost Martin on that one?
Yeah, because you know what, them guys. To be honest with you, know what I like about them? They like working that body. You know what I'm saying? They believe in using that jab and they work that body. You know what I'm saying? And so I ain't really seen nobody that come at Shakur like that. You know what I'm saying? I ain't seen them really, because they for one, a lot of them be already intimidated by Shakur. You see what I'm saying? And if that guy gets in there, if Frank Martin gets in there, man, and he works that body, I've never seen nobody do that with Shakur, so I don't know how he gonna respond to that.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And the last fight he had, I forgot who that was. He had that last fight, but he was overweight, and he looked good, but I didn't really like what I seen with him, man. He got hit a whole lot more than what he usually got hit. You know what I'm saying? And they say he usually don't get hit, but in that fight, he didn't really look too good. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact. Okay. Let's move it up to 140. Gary Anton Russell versus Regis Prograis. Now I love Regis. Regis Prograis is my dude. Yeah. I don't know if you've seen a lot of fights on Regis. Regis is an animal. Gary Anton is all business. Who you leaning to?
I'm biased on that. I'll say I'm biased on that because I am more of a Regis fan. You know what I'm saying? I know more. I've seen more of his fights. I haven't really seen Gary Russell.
You gotta check him out. He's cold.
Yeah, I haven't really seen none of his fights.
He's southpaw too. He's a southpaw.
Yeah, I know his brother. I know his camp don't really play no games.
Yeah, fighting family. Yeah. Fighting family. I think all of the brothers fight. I think they all are boxers to some degree. Like the Russell family is really going down in history in boxing because this is a father with like 5 sons and he threw them all up in the mix. Everybody got in there. You know what I'm saying? And they're tightly knitted. Like you never hear like Gary Anton getting in the beef with Gary. Like you did, everything is like this. Like even when they're together, their family bond. Like their father, salute to their father. Rest in peace. The black fathers like we need, like the glue. You can see he was the Elmer's glue to that whole family. And I think we need more men like that. But all right, let's move up to the welterweight. Jerron Boots Ennis versus Virgil Ortiz. Who you got and why?
I got Jerron because he has the footwork. You know what I'm saying? He's versatile. Virgil look like he's more flat-footed. You know what I'm saying? One of his fights I didn't really like. I think that last fight he was in, he didn't really look too good. But yeah, I really see him having a problem with somebody like Jerron, because Jerron, his footwork, he moves too fluid for Virgil. He gonna have to get up on his toes if he gonna get up on Jerron, man.
Okay. No, hey, I'm a Boots Ennis fan. Boots is the truth. Like his seamless flow of orthodox to southpaw is better than Terrence Crawford. Like Terrence Crawford is basically a southpaw right now. I don't even know why we call him a switch hitter. Like in his younger days, he was switch hitting like Marvelous Hagler. Like people don't even really know that the greatest switch hitter ever was the marvelous Marvin Hagler. We talk about switch hitting. Like he stepped in behind the right hand. Like he would throw the right hand and turn it into a right jab. People don't even see that. Like he would throw the right and then step it through like a right jab, and now he's throwing the left at you. Like you want to see switch hitting people, you go look at Marvelous Marvin Hagler.
Most definitely. He was actually one of my favorite boxers growing up watching, man. I used to like watching him and Roberto Duran fight. You know what I'm saying? I like watching them too.
Duran was an animal. Like I remember I read the quote about Duran. You still speaking the truth, brother. Teach. Salute, Lee Williams. Thank you. Duran had just fought the guy he left out on the stretcher. And this was classic Duran. And the reporters ran up to like, yo, you put him in the hospital, you don't feel any other way? And he said, next time I'll send him to the morgue. I said, that's Duran in a nutshell. He was a force of nature. Like he was a fighter's fighter. And you know what I'm saying? Fighter's fighter. Like no love for you. Like when people come in there and shake your hands, Duran was grabbing his grabbing his genital like Duran. He had no love for you. Like he was really trying to hurt you in there. They don't make him like Duran anymore. All right. Let's go for the obvious one in the welterweight division. Terrence Bud Crawford versus Aerospence, the eye snatcher.
Man, you already know I'm going with Aero. You know what I'm saying? I'm going with Aerospence, man, on that one because Terrence, man, haven't showed me enough, man. You know, they was saying that about Spence at one point in time, but when you look at those fighters that Spence done been with, I know for a fact every one of the fighters that Spence done fought would destroy the fighters that Crawford done fought. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So, you know, they would destroy them. They wouldn't. Some of them probably wouldn't even want to fight them guys because they was. I mean, like I say, I think that Terrence, you know what I'm saying, he definitely has skill. I can't take that away from him, man. You know, but I don't think he challenges himself, man. And I think that Arrow has showed us different aspects, man, on how he, people think that he just moving forward and he just a pressure fighter. But if you look at, the fight between him and Lamont Peterson, and the fight between him and Porter. You know what I'm saying? You'll see that, and even with Kell Brook, them three fights, you can see. Look at his movement. He knows how to fight on the back foot. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. But if you can keep your opponent on their back foot, because that's how you're supposed to do. If I know that you're a strong fighter on your lead foot, I'm gonna make sure you don't get on that lead foot. You know what I'm saying? And so that's what he does. He gets you. He keeps you. If he can keep you on your back foot, it's your job to figure out how to stop him from doing that.
Yes.
Not his.
Hold on, people on the stream. Let me put my hold on 1 second. Let me put this charger in because my battery about to die. Hold on 1 second. All right. There we go. All right, we back in the business. All right, let me set this back up here. 1 second. Oh, hold on. Technical difficulties. Hold on 1 second. All right. Let's set this back up here. Let's put this up. Put this right here. Just stand this up. All right. Well, I may have to just hold it right here. Okay. All right. So we got Aerospence on that one. Let's move up to our next division, which would be 154. Charlo versus DeAndre. Was it DeAndre? The light-skinned dude I'm talking. I think that's his name.
Which Charlo?
The young the undisputed Charlo. Undisputed. I think that's Jamel.
Yeah, I thought he was gonna face Tim Tszyu.
Yeah, but he done broke his hand. Like, I think he beats Tim Tszyu, but I believe what's the name? I think it's DeAndre.
Demetrius.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. I say DeAndre. Demetrius Andre.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I haven't seen enough of Demetrius, to be honest with you, man. I mean, the fights that I did see, I'm gonna be honest, I wasn't really impressed, man. Like his punches are not tight enough for me. Like he's a little wild with his punches, man. But and when you look at Charlo, man, Charlo has those sharp, short, quick hooks, man, on the inside and them uppercuts, man. Like if he get too close to Charlo, man, and he throwing them wild, wide open punches, arm punches like that, man, I think he gonna get clipped, man, doing that. You know what I'm saying? So,
Charlo is sharp as a crease in Lee's. Like he's sharp as a crease. Like and he got power, and he knows what he's doing, and he got Derrick James.
Yeah, and to me, he's a warrior, man. Because to me, it's not about how many fights that you can win. You know what I'm saying? And being undisputed and undefeated. I mean, but he gets back in there and you beat him the first time, he gonna get back in there and he gonna win that second fight. You know what I'm saying? So I think he's a warrior, man. Like he done been through some wars. That fight he had, the two fights he had with Castano, them was some nice fights, man. Even the fights that he had with what's all do Harrison.
Okay, you know Superman Harrison, and that's a good fight. Like people don't give Tony his credit. Tony is nice. Like
he's a good boxer, man. He got good footwork and all that, and
that jab is vicious.
Yeah,
He used that jab like nobody business. That jab is vicious. Like they need to give Tony Superman Harrison more, like he tight from with right here. Yeah, and he just put that joint right on your face. Like he shoot his jab how Wilson Pitts used to tell me, you know, you got to turn it right over, like to where it's like he was like, it's like throwing a tennis ball at somebody's face. All they see is the, you know, they shouldn't see your arm, like they should just see your fist. And Tony Harrison has that technique down mastered. Okay, let's move on to I'm gonna get to the other Charlo too, but my boy, I like this dude. What's my dude? Khalid Plant versus Benavidez.
I got Benavidez, man.
Just too strong? Where were you with?
I think he's too strong, man, and his hand speed, like he don't look like he's that fast, man. Like, but when you see him like as big as he is, you would think he wouldn't be that fast. But I've seen him throw some like almost like 8 or 9 combinations on people, man. And it was quick, you know what I'm saying?
Facts. No, his combinations is rude. Like he'll throw a 12-punch combo at you. Combo. Yeah, his combos is ridiculous. Like I agree there with you. His combos are crazy. All right.
Caleb is pretty good though, man. I can't sleep on Caleb, man. I think his footwork is on point, and that knockout that he put on our boy, what was it, Anthony? I forgot his last name, man.
Darrell.
Darrell. Yeah, Darrell.
That was a good knockout. That knockout should go down at least for consideration of knockout of the year because it was perfect. Like you can see you can see that's what he wanted to do, where he went body and up to the head. You know, I think that's got to be one of Plant's best knockouts. Like, you know, and he's not really known to be a knockout puncher. He's really, you know, slick, beat you up, kind of pummel you into submission. But okay, I like Khalid. I'm praying that Khalid pull it off. Like I like Benavidez, but Khalid, I'm probably saying Plant. He just got a dope story behind him, and you know, like his story of climbing the ranks is incredible. All right, let's go to the other Charlo versus Bivol.
Oh man, you know what? Jamel to me is more he's more solid than Jamal. You know what I'm saying? Technical wise, I would say. I don't know. You know what? No, I'll take that back. I would say that Jamal, it seems like he's more the conservative, more technical, and then Jamel, he goes all out. You know, he'll go all out. You know what I'm saying? So I think that fight between Jamal and Bivol will be a good fight because, you know, Jamal is the more technical than the other brother, and I can see him kind of like matching that with Bivol. But Bivol he looks pretty big, man. I can't remember how big Jamal is. I haven't seen him with somebody that big that I can think of against somebody that big. You know what I'm saying? I don't know because maybe it was just with him when he fought Canelo. He looked extra big against Canelo, but I haven't seen Bivol a whole lot of Bivol. You know what I'm saying? And
Bivol's a bad man. Like Bivol can box. Like when you talk about shooting while his feet is moving, incredible. That's why he muffled Canelo, because Canelo is not good with feet movers. And Bivol, he can move and shoot. Like while his feet is moving, he's shooting, and it's like Bivol's a bad man. You know, I ain't gonna lie, I love the Charlo, but I kind of lean towards Bivol on that one. Like, you know, Bivol is like underrated. You got to watch some of his fights. He's a bad man. He's a real bad man.
Yeah, he said like the one I did see, man. Like I said, I looked him up before he did fight Canelo, and then I seen the fight with Canelo, and like I said, he says more. You know, he's almost like he reminds me a little bit of Aerospence in a sense, not as aggressive, but he's like fundamentally sound. You know what I'm saying? Like he got the fundamentals and stuff like that. And I think that with Jamal is not as much to me as a knockout artist as Jamel. Jamel just seems like he's more just he been on the street. You know what I'm saying? Like he been on the streak. You know what I'm saying? But
He been in them streets.
If Jamal can muster up that power that his brother got, man, I think Bivol will be in trouble. But you know what I'm saying? I mean, it didn't get Canelo
$5 super chat for my homie Lord J-Mo. Triangle Trade salute. Lord J-Mo is up in here. Triangle Trade salute to Lord J-Mo.
Triangle Trade salute.
Super chat. My homie always come in the building that way. He come in saluting. You know, he put some change on it. So salute the Triangle Trade salute to Lord J-Mo. Appreciate you, family.
Salute.
You. Okay. And let's move up to the heavyweights. There's 2 fights. You know, I was really hoping for the Deontay Wilder versus Andy Ruiz, but I'm hearing that we're gonna get the Deontay versus Joe Joyce. So I'm gonna give you a 2-part question on that one. If Deontay did face Andy Ruiz, how you see that fight playing out?
Man, Anthony, he done showed me some stuff, man. Anthony Ruiz, man, he's not just because he looked the way he looked don't mean he fight like that. You know what I'm saying?
Black Ace in the building, salute, fam. Go ahead.
He fight totally different from what he looked like. You know what I'm saying? He caught me by surprise with what he does, man. Like I said, I seen him doing some cuffing. He was cuffing it, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I seen him doing that or whatever. So, you know, but Deontay, man, he got that. He just, man, it's like I don't know what to really say about that man. It's like when you think he, you know, that somebody might be, you know, be able to outbox him. That here comes that right hand, you know what I'm
saying? Yeah, he got a bazooka.
And it's like and he barely throw it out. It's like he just
right see there, what he man. Just did to what was that dude he just fought? Hyenas or
the dude that he used to spar with. That was I forgot his name, man, but he barely hit that man. That man was out of there. You know what I'm saying? So he was night, you know. So
facts, facts. Like you said, it looked like it didn't. You know, and the funny thing about the knockout shot, no one can really plan the knockout. Nobody's calling knockout. So
right.
You know, even back in my tournament days when I threw that right hook that put that boy down, it didn't feel like the punch that I was really ready to throw a left because I didn't really think that punch was it. I was just really throwing it out there to set him up for the left, and it took him out. So, you know, a lot of times we'll be like, oh, that looks fixed. But in punching, them punches that knock people out, they feel like nothing. They feel like you did nothing to them. And you're like, oh, shoot, he's done? Like, you see a lot of times when people are knocking dudes out, they're still swinging. Like, they didn't even know, like, that punch was hit.
And what they say, it only takes a certain amount of pounds of pressure, right?
6 ounces of pressure to the chin. But, you know, that's what I heard. I would like to Google that.
Right.
Bonzo Bless, word, salute, brother. I would like to Google that to really get a true account on that. But from what I heard, it's 6 ounces to the jaw. Puts any man to sleep if they touch you the right way. You know, what I like about Andy Ruiz is he Buffalo in the house. He throws punches like grapes in bunches. Like his punches come like a pack of grapes.
Right.
Like a whole bushel of. It's like he and I think that to me that would be dangerous for Wilder. You know what I'm saying? And them joints coming with steam. He moving when he come in. You know, like I think that would be such a great fight because of that. Like Wilder would really have to find that one punch because I don't think he can outbox Andy. Like Andy is good as I think he's like a brawler boxer. I would put Andy in brawler boxing type of suit because he gets in there, but you can tell he's not just throwing punch. He knows what he's trying to do.
He got some slickness to him, man. You know what I'm saying? So Wilder's got
he got bad defense. I gotta just put it out there. I'm sorry, Wilder. If you ever see this live, I love you, but your defense sucks. Your defense sucks. I'm sorry. It's non-existent.
backing straight up, that ain't gonna cut it, man. You got to learn how to cut them angles, man. And Wilder, he'll just put his hands up and back straight up, man. And you can't do that one. You know what I'm saying? So, but like the brother, man, he's blessed though. I just gotta say he's blessed because he, like
Come
I
on,
say,
98. He got like a 97. I think before Tyson, it was a 98% chance of knocking you out with one punch, not a buildup of punches, one missile.
Right.
That boxing has never seen that. Before Deontay, it was Marciano. I think Marciano had the highest rate, like 88% chance of knocking you out. Like in 49 of Marciano's fights, I think like 3 people didn't get knocked. Maybe a little bit more. Maybe 4 or 5 people went the distance against Marciano, and he was 49-0. So, they both. And the crazy thing people don't know about Marciano and Wilder is their stories kind of align. Marciano started boxing when he was like 20-something, late. He wanted to be a pitcher for the White Sox. He didn't make it. He didn't make the cut. He jumped into boxing. Didn't really know too much. And real stiff, but blessed with power. The what's name? He got into boxing when he was like 19. I think he wanted to play ball, and his daughter needed the bone surgery.
Yeah.
Wilder's story, like people don't know, Wilder's story is incredible. Like he jumped in the game. He was like a truck driver by trade at that time, and he jumped in the game for his daughter to get the surgery. And we got to all imagine now she done had 8 surgeries, and she's doing very well because the money is long. Like the first year in the boxing, he became a bronze medalist. He went out like his first year. Like him and Marciano's stories, for them to be the two men of boxing that had the greatest power, their stories are similar. They was both late starters. They both wanted to really do something else. I think Wilder wanted to play ball, really. You know what I'm saying? They both wanted to do something else. Jumped into boxing and became the hardest hitters ever known in boxing.
Yeah, that's why I really can't say nothing. I can't really say nothing against him, man, because like I say, he's blessed. You know what I'm saying?
Blessed like a madman. All right, the last fight of the night. We had a dope live. This was a dope live. I appreciate everybody on the live. The last question of the night that I'm going to throw at Vegas Burly is, of course, Tyson Fury and my homie, the Lomachenko dude, Usyk. Tyson Fury versus Usyk. Who you leaning to? Who you putting your money
on? I think that Usyk is way more technical or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I really like his style. I think that he's I think that he's more of a boxer to me. I think that but Tyson do got some good movement, man. I give it to Tyson though, man, because Tyson he's not just using his speed. He's not just using speed and power. He got other things that he uses, man, and people don't pick up on it, man. But he used his whole body when he fight.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
He's the fighting gypsy. He got tricks.
Yeah,
he got tricks like a gypsy.
Yeah, he got tricks and he got good footwork or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a battle. That's gonna be a battle for old dude, man. I don't know, man, because I'm not gonna underestimate that other guy either, man. So I don't know. I think, but I say Tyson, man, because I know Tyson gonna do whatever he can to win, man.
That's right.
If he gonna wrestle with you or whatever, he gonna get you out of there. That's gonna get you out of there. You know what I'm saying?
Cold facts. Tyson doing whatever it takes to win. You gotta love him from that. He's going for the victory by all means necessary. For facts. Yeah. Well, to all my people in the chat, this is what we doing. We bringing on people. We dig. We picking at their brain to get their information on martial arts. If you didn't see this live from the beginning, you got to go back. Vegas Burly dropped a Megaton bomb. You got to see all of the information and the jewels that was being spit on this live. I appreciate all of you. I appreciate you, Mr. Vegas Burly, for
thanks for having me, man. Appreciate you.
For taking me serious and drilling the information like you did, and becoming a very important part of my Burly structure. I appreciate you for that. Let these people add. For everybody on this chat, Vegas Burly has a YouTube channel. Please let them know, because you be dropping videos. He dropping videos on 52 Blocks. He dropping knowledge. Let them know about the YouTube channel.
Yeah, my channel is 52 Blocks Boxing Network. It's been a minute. I'm out here, truck driving and stuff, man. But I'm gonna get some more content on there. You know what I'm saying? And do some more boxing talk. It's not just a channel. Just you're gonna learn 52 on. You're gonna learn, some boxing history here and there and stuff like that. So I hope y'all enjoy yourselves on there. And thanks to those who support me already. And thanks to those who are going to be new supporters, man. And I thank you also, Light, for having me on, man. I appreciate you big time, man. Like I tell people all the time, learning 52 from you, and even just talking to you on other occasions, man, has grown me even in other areas, man. Like, what I'm saying? So I appreciate you, man, following your dream and doing what you're doing with 52, because if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't have a channel. I probably wouldn't be doing other things, like in the community. So I appreciate you.
Oh, man, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate everybody in the chat. This was another episode of Talking with Burly, Coffee, and Mary Jane. We will be back. Stay tuned. And as always, hands up, chin down, rumble. Young man rumble. Salute.
Salute.